all we're doing is just to serve us better, and I know you understand. So yeah, welcome back to the show. So let's start all over again. Like I said, my name is Maki, Makky. Yes, this is what I go do to Mama in the building. I have Barrister Gozie Udemezue is in here with me this afternoon, of course, and a beautiful woman again. But first, let's go to Mama. I will come back to the CEO, yes, that is in the building with me this afternoon. Good afternoon, Mama.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Thank you.
All right, so so sorry for everything. So let's
That's the Nigerian fact.
exactly. So let's talk about, let's just bop you also normally. So let's talk about the strategy now we're talking about. And you know, today's episode, yeah, we want to focus on mental health, physical health, and everything health. So first of all, I want you to help us break down the topic, coping strategy for the widowed. Please, can you tell us what that really
Okay,
means?
thank you so much. Coping strategies for widows. Widowhood comes like a thief in the night. And when it comes on some men or women, especially women, they don't know how to maneuver, how to re-strategize. They are not even prepared, to get to face the challenges. So what we want to talk about on this program every month, every third Monday of the month, we are going to discuss coping strategies. How do you cope? Whether you are widowed at 18, at 25, at 50, at 70, how do you cope? And the general theme of the program is smiling through widowhood. If you don't smile through it, it cuts you short.
Exactly.
In your prime. You don't frown through it, you smile through it. So today we want to talk about the health of the widowed, taking care of the health of the widowed, because life first. When you think about somebody who is widowed, whether she has children or not, there are parents, family, friends, other people who will also feel loss if anything happens to that person.
Exactly.
So we want to engage the widowed community for them to pay a little more attention to their well-being. Yes, it's important to take care of other people, take care of your children, take care of your parents, take care of some widows pay school fees for their siblings and for dependents. But then what about you? That's what I want you to ask yourself this afternoon. What about me? You that is the widowed, what about you? When was the last time you went for a hospital check, a medical check? When was the last time you walked in to a lab and asked them to test you from something as simple as malaria? When was the last time you went in to check your kidneys? Kidney function test, liver function test. When was the last time you went in to check your heart? All those ECG kind of stuff. When was the last time that cough that has persisted and you kept buying cough syrup by yourself, 1,000? Why not go in and have a proper check? So these are the things we want to talk about. I'll hand over to my sister Uju to take the conversation further.
Okay, so right now over to you, Mrs. Uju. Yes, want you to also look into that aspect of coping. You understand coping strategy for the widowed. What do you understand by that, or by the topic? Yes, in general, yes, coping, and of course health and the mental health.
Coping by itself is shows you that this is not what you have a cure for. By coping, you need to live through this. By coping, you just find the best way to go through it, and then it's not a rocket science. There is no cure about it. You don't wish it away, you're there. The important is how well do you go through this. So talking about mental health, mental health is very important, because most times, even in the widowed community, you hear things like depression. Some people don't even know they are depressed. Some people don't know where to go and get help. Some people don't know the right thing there, because sometimes the death come to them as a big shock. So it's up to them to sit up and know that this, I have to live. Yes, I need help. Nobody will force help on you. Of course, there are institutions there to help. There are coaching platforms to help, but then you need to do a self-appraisal by yourself. Assess yourself and identify where you need help. Then you can seek for help. So you need to talk to people, talk to yourself. That's where the first healing starts. You understand? When you talk to yourself that, okay, this is what I can do. You will not live to impress anybody. You will not live to just, you are living for yourself and for your children. That doesn't mean you're being disrespectful to people around you. That doesn't mean shutting people out, but then you'll be more intentional about things that concerns you, about things that concerns your growth and that of your children. Because if you're sound, your children will be sound. Then when we talk about health, you need to not be like money all the time. Business, what do you do to like provide? Yes, only thing about first, you have to be alive first to do those provisions. So at this point, you won't, like my mind said, you don't depend on self-medication. Always try to check. Okay, first, know that you're diabetic. Know that you're hypertensive. Don't assume, okay, it's your 1 hour, I'm too much. You just buy a drug and take. You understand? Know what you're treating.
Yes.
It's good to know. So even if it's something you can take time to save up and go and treat, you know that you're working towards it. Don't just do that, okay, you don't have time. You must have time for yourself. You must have time for yourself. And know that there are habits that when you overdo them, it becomes unhealthy for you. You understand? There are habits that are equally good. Like you might say, okay, you want to distract yourself, you go for games, you go for this, but when you overdo it, it's not right. There are relationships that are not good for you. There are relationships that are not some people even like hop from one relationship to the other to validate. No, it's not right. When you're widowed, you have a small circle now.
Yes.
You have to cut down. You mustn't be in every party. You mustn't be in every ashebi. Because by the time you do one or two, those people you are hanging out might not even be your best of friends.
Yeah.
But you are just there because you want to belong. It's not the time to belong, my friend. It's not the time to impress anybody. It's the time to impress you, impress your God, and impress your children.
Okay, you know, you said something, so I want to pick up a question from what you said. You said that somebody who is depressed might not even know that he or she is depressed. Okay, in this, let's take it from here now. How then would the person know what to do when you don't even know that you're depressed? You know, a lot of persons just keep doing things and they don't know. You know, yeah, I think I've heard it from Mama one time that you see all those people shouting and telling you that I am depressed. They're actually not depressed.
Yeah.
You know, depression comes from when you don't even know that you're depressed. So in this aspect now that you don't even know you're depressed, but you're acting weird, what do? Do you seek counsel? Do you meet people? Do you start hanging out? You also made mention of cutting down on your people, the people around you, because I've seen a lot of people, widow, who are trying to meet up. They still want to be where they are not. At this point, they still want to match up, like they are saying I should be for 150. I know that responsibility is now all over you and you still want to do that. So in this aspect, who do we run to? Who would they run to at this point? Who would you advise them? What would you advise them to do, since you don't even know you're depressed?
Okay, I will advise them to seek help. That's why I said you have to first do a self-assessment. Whether you like it or not, you have to talk to yourself. Because there are things you do. Maybe you get angry easily. You get some people that depressed are very jealous people. Maybe when they see like good couples having fun, you'll be upset. They did not kill your husband. When you see yourself doing little witchy things, it's only raining for you to start flying. You have to call yourself.
Yeah,
that's right.
You have to call yourself
Okay.
spoiler. Yes. Because they don't write depression on the board for you to know. You understand? But there are things you start experiencing.
You know that.
That's compound where you live. How do you relate with people? You might be a widow and you think everybody should just know because you're a widow. But what energy do you put out? You understand? So when you see that all these things are not going well, even you understand, you need to call yourself to other. The talking is right in widowhood, but you talk to yourself first. Then when you now talk to yourself, identify where you need help. You can go for grief coaching. You can join some support groups.
Yeah.
Then you see people that you're better off, and you learn from people that's better than you. Most times people, like when you say what should they do, some people will say, okay, this person has the experience of 20 years 15 years in widowhood. You go and talk to them, you might be digging your grave because that person is still dragging her or his feet. That person might be very bittered and he will just give you wrong energy and you start working with it. So it's for you to sit down. There are so many things you can read up on the internet. You can just browse for, you understand, and there are people you know that have this foundations and all that. You approach them and talk, and then you get better. You understand? It's not about the experience. I can be widowed 2 years, like mama in here. She has been doing widowhood whatever before she even became a widow. So exactly. She knows more. Maybe I'm even her senior prefect in widowhood, but she knows more. So I can always come to her. I learn a lot from her. But don't say because you're 20 years in widowhood, you know it all. No. Or because it's two days. Everybody needs help. And you need to talk to yourself. I need help. And be open to embrace change. Yeah. Okay, this I need to adjust. This I need to do. This I need to know. And accept it. That's a good start.
Okay, thank you so much. Mama, I'm going to come to you, but I'm coming with a different question. And the question I want to ask you now is, I've heard people say that at this point, I won't kill myself. So I think what I need to do is to start mingling with people. As a widow, the person will now start mingling with people, men, relationship, and all. So, is this mental health we're talking about, is this still part of having a relationship? Not having one relationship, but maybe jumping from one person to the other even because the person wants happiness.
Yeah, even for a single person, jumping from one relationship to another is absurdity.
Yeah.
And so, for the widowed person, if you want to remarry, you have to heal first.
Yeah.
If not, you will bleed on the new man. So if you decide to remarry, or if you want to go against the biblical standing of don't commit adultery and decide to have relationships, you have to be mentally ready. If not, you will keep comparing. Maybe your husband used to wear only suit, and then you go and fall in love with whatever love, with somebody who wears a safari with big stomach. It will not work because you will keep, making all that comparison. For me, early widowhood, focus on healing, because it's a whole lot. And let me tell you the sad fact of widowhood, especially in Igbo land. It's not just the loss that you are feeling the pain, the behavior of people around. I remember a post I made on Facebook about 3 weeks ago, and I read up a lot of experiences of widows who said that even in their places of work, when they return from the morning time and they resume that work, a particular widow said that a fellow woman called her aside and told her that she dressed up too much. So even within your gender, they want you to be drabby, they want you to look dull and all of that. But let me say something to the widowed. You know yourself. You know you.
You know
I
you.
know me. I don't like dark colors. When I dress up, when I was coming out here, I was looking for a black turban. And then I said, black on what? So I went for this notice me orange. So when you see me outside my professional legal circle, doing black, it's a reflection of my inside. I'd rather do all bright white. If I move in this circle of people who think I shouldn't dress up flashy, I like to look good and nobody can take it away from me. I love my Ruby Woo. I love all the red lipsticks in the world. That's how I want to dress up. Now, if I come in your midst and you say, oh, she's widowed, and she shouldn't dress up that way, and I'm still trying to move around with you, that's a very toxic space. A lot of widows need to change their circle.
Yeah.
Yes. If you are relating with people who treat you in a condescending manner, then you need to change your space. If what your interest is, oh, now your husband is dead, you want to start up a new relationship, think about your children and think about the mental health. And if there's money, safeguard that money, because you might be falling in love and the person you are dealing with is falling in money. So you have to really, really be careful. Now, thinking about relationship, moving it from male-female to female-female, who are your friends? A lot of widows, a widow sent me a message. I want to share it on my wall.
Okay.
Though I blocked her. She sent me a message asking for help. Oh no, asking to be invited to a feeding program we hosted for widows' children last year, where we gave them rice, Indomie cartons and all that. And I wanted to know. I don't know you as a widow, because we have non-widows attending our programs. I asked her, does anybody I know you as a widow? And then the same person whose introductory line was, I'm a widow with 3 children. The same person went on the following paragraph to say, I don't like to be identified as a widow. If that is the only condition you will help me, please hold the help.
Okay.
You know, when poverty is mixed with ignorance and mixed with being saucy, it can lead to something bad. And so I blocked her because she doesn't need that kind of help. Now, why won't you identify as a widow? Another widow told me that she told the people in her compound that her husband lived in Korea. And of course, they will expect to see her wear ready-made.
Okay.
But she lived in penury. And so they started mocking her. As she came to me, I said, but you lied.
So you should deal with it.
And that she's ashamed of identifying as a widowed person. These are the things that can affect. We are talking about health.
Yes.
It can affect your mental health.
Exactly.
When you are lying about your status, so imagine somebody who was at your husband's burial walking into the compound
And then
and say, hey, widowhood, and your neighbors will hear.
we'll be like,
So it's important that when we talk about our health, we should think about what we also create that turns around to haunt us. We should think about our physical health. You see, there's nothing that beats going to the doctor. I will say it over and over again. Nothing beats going to the doctor. And some widow will say, oh, we don't have money. But if you die, they will buy a casket.
of course, the money will come out.
The money will come out. So these are the things we have to look at. And please, if you have a widowed sister, a widowed friend, try and hold them up. Even if you don't have, monetary support, everybody is going through a lot. Right?
Exactly.
If you are going through a lot, but at least when they call you, listen. Listen to them. Listen to that widow. Pray with that widow. And for the widowed, it's important that you know that first of all, you must be alive.
Exactly.
And that's why we started this series. This is a series that we run every month. That's why we started it with talking about health. You must be alive. You must be alive. And choose your battles. That's the final point I want to make. If you are going to fight your in-laws and you are not spiritually strong, and you believe that they will kill you with babalawo, with juju, you better run away. If you are afraid of demon, a cockroach enters your house and you shout.
You already shouted.
And yet you read the Bible. But if you are firebrand that will kabash back at them, choose your battle. If they've taken your land and you don't want to fight because you don't have the wherewithal, that's fine. Your children, if you raise them well, they will start buying those things.
Yeah.
Choose your battles. Because this chair, or what is it called? A new lay or some
20 naira, 200.
I heard it's very cheap. And there was a widow we treated 3 years ago.
You know?
And she was so sure that it was that thing. And she kept saying to us, don't do injection. I remember we referred her to a hospital down the road. There's an Anglican hospital down the road. We referred her to that place. And it turned out being elephantiasis. So that thing you think is spiritually wired, that your in-laws have thrown those your in-laws are also afraid of you. You don't know. Go and read the Bible and see how powerful you are as a widow. It's just that you don't know the powers you have. It might be BP that is giving you headache, not automobile. It might be diabetes. It might be kidney issue. Go to the hospital.
Exactly.
Go and check yourself. I am not saying you should not pray. It's good to pray. It's good to fast. It's good to do all the spiritual things. I do them. But
take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. And stop telling me that you can't take tablets. That you just take out. If you have diabetes, especially the diabetic widow, and you flush your tablet. I did that in 2001. And I almost died. Yes, I almost died in my house. I could not walk. At night, I would be crawling because I was doing faith that I was not prepared for. You flush it down the drain and you'll be drinking anointing oil. And your children will suffer. Take care of your health. Very important.
Okay, so I think it will be going into some calls right now. And of course, if you are listening to us right now, if you're watching, yes, I know you're watching us. I think this is the time for you to throw your question because I know you have a lot of questions to ask, but maybe you would prefer to ask the question behind the scene. Ask the question now. We'll give you all the answers. I have the people that will give you all the answers you need. Ask your question. How do you go about taking care of yourself? Is it healthy for you to do this one and do that one? We're coming to that place now. And also, if you're online, you can also call on the number that is on the screen. Yes, we have a number on the screen where you can call. You can just call us on 081 068 59752. That's the number to reach us with. You can just put up a call and tell us how it's going in your area. And you know, we are not talking about just the widows. We are also discussing the widowers. So it's about everybody now. So whatever you're going through, we are here for you to talk about it. All right, so Mama, let's talk about fitness. I think we've dealt more, or we've been dwelling on mental health, trying to physical health, trying to tell you what to do and what not to do at the particular time. So let's talk about fitness now. Physical fitness. So is it wrong for a widow to come up and say, I want to go to the gym? I want to take care of myself.
If she can afford, I used to go to the gym. If she can afford the gym, she should. If she can't afford it, there's no fast and hard rule. You can even exercise inside your house.
Exactly.
You can run around your sitting room. You can. The important thing is to be physically fit. Because let me tell you, when you are raising children, I want to look at 10 years down the line.
Exactly.
Assuming they are 10, 15, 8. Look at 10 years down the line. Where do you want to be with those children? Look at 20 years. When they are working, they are living in their own homes, they are married, and you want to visit them. Now ask yourself, what do I do? This body that God gave you, if you overstress this body, the body will die. There's no fast and hard rule about it. Exactly. If you overstress the body will die. And so, if in the next 10 years your child will be doing a good job and you visit that child and they give you the best, why do you want to, not take care of the body? Take care of your body. You can exercise in the morning. You can eat better. Everything is not apple and Gary. There's arcade in season. There's green. And most widows are wired in such a way that once you make suggestion, they will tell you, oh, we don't have money. That's what we say. Yeah. It's not about money. You can eat those foods that are in season. There are recipes that you can make. It mustn't be, now yam is expensive.
Very.
It mustn't be yam and vegetable with opaka. You can do
potato.
Corn.
Yeah.
You remove corn from the cobs and boil it and mix it
with vegetable. Very delicious.
There are things that has to be done. Even if you live in a neighborhood where you have like 3, 4, 5 widows, you can plan and then walk in the morning. But if it's to live a sedentary lifestyle and not do any exercise and just do nothing, it gets to a point when diabetes and some other things, even obesity, will start crawling in. And Uju, we are going to have a conversation and see if we can gather widows, maybe once in 3 months at Opera Square, and have exercise. Because a lot of widows don't exercise. Go out in the morning, come back, take care of children, and sleep. In the morning, they repeat the same thing year in, year out. And when they see you exercising your beautiful outfit,
they will ask that.
Square, they say, "Hey, see her.
She
has gone to look for men." As if no, because you keep trying to explain. You know, do what works for you.
Exactly.
Do what works for you, as long as God is not offended.
Okay.
And you know, when you exercise, you are more productive.
You are more productive. Oh, you noticed?
Yes. Yeah. You're more productive. You wake up early. You do things. But you will sit in your house. You don't exercise. You might sleep from morning till like 12 or 11:30.
That's correct.
But when you wake up by 6, you go for exercise, you come back, you won't even have the time to sleep again. You will be very energetic and you do 1 or 2 things. And your health is now improving, you understand?
Exactly.
And when you exercise, you cut down on blood pressure, you cut down on your diabetes, you cut down and you're fit for you. Like I used to tell my daughter that when I will come for her omugo, that me I will be doing bun short, I won't do agadi omugo. If you people cannot serve me one, I'll buy my one and cross my leg and taking it. So I want to see myself a healthy grandma. I want to see myself a healthy great grandma. And you have to plan it from now. It's not when you get there they will start doing all the medication and all the time. The phone now your sister will go for mugo. God forbid.
You be the one to.
So
okay, so we're going to we'll still visit this exercise. You know, we'll be talking about exercise. And with a real exercise, Mama just talked about dieting.
Yeah.
You know, what you eat. You know, some person feels like eating noodles in the morning and afternoon, no, but healthy food. You know, you're eating well and all that. Whereas there are other beautiful things you can actually eat. Just like I learned that corn, and maybe I'll try that out. You know, I'll try that out, and a lot of other persons. Okay, I have a question here from someone. This is from Facebook. This person said, in my own case, I lied about my status in my workplace because I felt I am too young and I don't need emotional stress. But I somehow regretted that because during my probation period, I needed help, but they had this idea that my husband is there for me. This person is Chika Dibia Wike. Yes. You know, Chika Dibia Wike is
one of our widows.
Okay, so she said she lied. And that's exactly what Mama said before now. What people said that you don't need to lie about your status so that you don't put yourself into trouble. So in this case now, Mama, she has already lied. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. So how do we comment? Where any form of advice for her? Or do you want her, is this something she can just go? Because now she's seeking for advice.
No, I don't think. I think she's just sharing. We know her.
Okay, so she's sharing what
so that other people will not make
will learn. Because a lot of I think a lot of persons are taking that aspect of they don't want to answer with it because they are young. Probably because they are young and all that.
So she's trying to. I don't understand.
If you're young, more reason you should state your status. Because if you're young and you wish to remarry, how will you get there?
Exactly.
When you like that you're not widowed. I don't see why you should write about it. I don't understand it. Doesn't somebody living in denial that doesn't make sense.
So like the widow that introduced herself as I'm widow.
But you don't want to be.
But I don't want to be addressed.
Yeah. And then when I asked her, I just needed somebody who
that can attest exactly.
Who can say to me, oh, she's widowed, I know her. That was all we needed. And we had 3 open slots for total strange widows we didn't know before.
Yeah.
And so I was ready to
even accommodate her.
And she became very hostile. So now when you want to hide that you are widowed and you want to benefit.
Benefit.
Is it not hypocrisy? And that is the easiest way to be mentally sick.
When
Let me tell you something. We encourage widows to establish linkages because it helps.
okay.
Like the pattern Healing Hearts uses is to find avenues to bring widows together. We bring widows together. What that does for the widowed is to listen to other people's story.
Yeah.
And it makes you know that you are not alone. You are not alone. We have a group of widows who read Bible chapter every day. One chapter of the Bible every day.
Yeah.
It's Global Widows Bible
Study.
Platform. We have a widow in the US, we have widows in different parts of Nigeria. Every day. Among the widows, we have lawyer, we have nurse, we have business people. If you miss it,
You get evicted.
times, they evict you. And just last weekend, we did mid-year review. I read those submissions. Some of them made me cry. Because you could see that a widow was evicted this morning, or was it yesterday? And she sent me a voice note and said, this eviction will send me to where I was coming from. Do you want me to go back to where I was coming? That was the only thing that made me decide to present her matter to the general body, to know if they could bring her back. Because if she knows she's left somewhere, by studying the Bible every day, one chapter a day. We just finished 1 Samuel, and today we started 2 Samuel chapter 1, and we run it through, and we have studied Ruth. It's a 5-year-old Bible study platform. Now we have a space where widows gather to pray.
Okay.
Every Saturday. We have blessed widows in Enugu, who pray by 6 in the morning. So if you are not feeling well, you can join the group to pray. We have blessed widows in the Imo State, blessed widows in Anambra, blessed widows in Rivers, in Abuja, in Lagos, and they have different praying times. And I was reading testimonies from the prayer we had on Saturday. We had a prayer session on Saturday that was like, it felt like, so when you finish praying, you know that you pray.
Exactly.
And I have read testimony of a widow that was limping on one of her legs, and she said that after that prayer, and she did what the prayer coordinator asked all of us to do, that pain of 2 months
Disappeared.
So it's important to belong to clusters of people of your type, because God can heal diseases. So that if you don't yank it off with medication, God can heal.
Take it away.
But not to be isolated. Isolation doesn't help. Assuming now I say to you, I don't know how I'm feeling, I have this headache. And she said, I've had that kind of headache before. Why don't you? She will suggest. Problem shared. So it's unhealthy for a widow to be overstressed. I am telling you that because I used to be sit on the table of stress. It's unhealthy for a widow not to take care of herself. If I ask the widows that are listening now, how many of you this year, how many of you have done cholesterol, checked your cholesterol, done kidney function test, liver function test? Some of them will tell you they don't have money. But if you drop there, that money will come out.
Will come out though.
But you load credit all the time. You can decide to save money. Have your own safe box and save that once a year. You can go in for mammogram. Mammogram is to check the breast and be sure that you are
everything is okay.
You can go for cervical pap smear to make sure that your cervix, everything is fine. You see, it's not right as a widow to be sick and you don't know what is happening to you, because your children will be so afraid. Last week I was very sick. My daughter was sick too, 11-year-old girl, but she kept praying for me to get well. And so at a point I said, Daniela, why do you keep praying for me? You should pray for herself. The answer she gave me, I don't want you to die. In my mind, I said, because all my the consequences.
Yes. Exactly.
No child, except a mentally deranged mother, will ever hurt a child.
Exactly.
So please, we plead plead with you this afternoon. This program is being brought to you by Helen House Widow Support Foundation in partnership with Gopa TV. And we want to come here every month, every third Monday of the month, and have a conversation on strategies for you to cope in widowhood. Yeah. And if you want to ask further questions after here, we are on Facebook.
Exactly.
You can send questions to Gopa, they can forward it to us. You can attend any of our events, any of our meetings. You know, but whatever you need to do to be alive, MX is in Ogu. I just not a chemist, chemist,
chemist, tell okay.
You got to go.
Okay.
Go and run tests because you might be treating malaria, and it's not malaria. Or early stages of renal disease. Because at times some of these things are become with fever and all manner of these things. Go and run tests. Okay. Go and check yourself. Full blood count. Every time Aju na-ebu, you see on Ndilo. Ndilo adi ebu Aju. Your blood level is low. Aju na-ebu Ndilo. Aju na-ebu onye ọbụla.
Everybody is coming to a lot, and a lot is going to a lot of persons currently. So you know that all right, thank you so much. Okay, Mama, before I come to that aspect of this aspect of book, because I've been looking at this book, Widowhood Redefined. I don't know if yes. So before we come to this book, yes, you as a widow, you can also pick up this book. Just like I said, we're not talking to just the widows. We're talking to a widow and a widower. So you can pick up this book to redefine yourself. I want to come to Mrs. Uju before we talk about the book. Ma'am, let's talk about people going for massage. You know, I think it's still part of exercise. You know, sometimes you book appointment and you go for massage, and you can even tell yourself, I want to go on vacation. Maybe when your kids are now up and you want to go for vacation. Is anything wrong? Because you see some people will say, oh, we're going to Diana, come when I got vacation and come when I got massage. Are you some person will still tell you, are you supposed to be going there as a widow or as a widower? Now, the reason why you're going there is because you want to go and look for those small men because you've killed, or small boys because you've killed your husband. You talked about selfish, someone being selfish. Yeah. So is this still part of being selfish, or you just say, because of what people will say, let me just leave it?
Yeah, this is a major part of being selfish. Selfish in a positive way. Okay. Because you don't even want to listen to what people say. Whether you do that, they will say something. Even if you don't do it, they say you want to come. So even inside your house, you're still looking for a man. Outside, you're still looking for a man. So just look for your own happiness. Be selfish. Going to spa is not wrong. If you need massage, go and have it. Me, I'm guilty of that. Most times I will count the money. I'll say, let me put it in. I think it was 2 years ago on my birthday, my kids, they planned, and a man can massage you. Even if you choose man to massage, they are professionals.
Yeah. Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
So what you're going there to get, if you have waist pain or anything, or just general body massage, it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. And that is when you shun whatever assumption people have about you. Because even if you don't do that, it's your body. You need it. You know what you need, and you just focus on that. And when you talked about vacation, who doesn't like vacation? Once you can afford it, vacation doesn't really have to. You must travel out, do all this, but you can just one weekend check into a hotel, just pretend that there is nothing happening in this world. Room service.
Get me a bottle of water.
Get me a bottle of water. You understand? Give yourself the permission to leave. Yes. When you do such things and come out, you'll be a better person. You think better. You smile. That's it. That is when you see people, you just be doing face like this and all that. You feel free. Some people are just personal. Most witches most widows are turning to witchcraft. Because
exactly, every little thing gets to them.
They're very bitter, and this is when you don't forgive. As a strategy, you have to forgive yourself.
Yes. Yeah, heal.
heal first. Mama I talked about, but there are people that are living in unforgiveness.
Yes.
Maybe you feel guilty that if you have done this or that, your husband
wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, it wouldn't have, but there's nothing you can do. You
Yeah.
understand? So first of all, forgive yourself and forgive the people that you sacrifice on the altar of what do you call it?
Maybe you won't talk to them again.
No, what's the word again?
Okay, just use the one that you remember.
Altar of being oh God, what is this word?
You know, some days are like that. So we can just be saying something, we can't get over that.
Entitlement.
Oh yeah. And all of us are
entitlement. Most widows are entitled.
Yeah.
Entitlement mentality.
So
yes.
when they are not giving, they become bitter.
Yes, when they are not giving, they become bitter. This person should have. This uncle should have. You also are somebody's uncle.
Exactly.
You are somebody's auntie. How many of your nephews have you trained? How many of your nieces have you trained? How many are in school that you have called and say, how are you doing? Send recharge card. Why must it be you? So sometimes you are so entitled, you're so bitter, you're living in unforgiveness. But when you deal with those things, you know you have the right to be happy. You know you have the right to treat yourself right. And you won't feel guilty about it. And when you do that, you can relate better with people. You understand?
Yes.
You can relate better with people, and even your children will like you better because they will know that this woman they look at you, they get motivation.
Exactly.
They look at you, they get encouraged. So there is nothing wrong with having a me time, being selfish to improve your mental health, to improve your health, to improve your whatever,
cabal, like the people
everything
around you.
About you guys. Yeah.
Okay, Mama, so I think this is going to be my last question before we talk about the book. Like I said, let's talk about circle. Is there a particular circle a widower or a widow should keep? I mean, kind of friends you should have around you. Because I've seen a lot of people that want to put their hand where their hand will not reach. So we just want an advice at that end now. What they're supposed to do. They're supposed to cut down. Maybe they had a lot of friends before, their husband or their wives passed on, and now they still want to maintain the steeze and composure. You know, they want to be there. The steeze and composure. They still want to be seen as you know, stuff like that. So what would be your advice in this?
For me, the steeze and the composure shouldn't be tampered with.
100%.
You can still maintain it even at a low budget.
Yeah.
Steeze is inborn.
You know?
It's inborn. It's the way you carry you. That you might just come out in Ankara. You know, 2,500 Ankara. Maybe pay tell of 6,000. A simple kaftan is the confidence. You know, before you put on your garment, you have to wear confidence. And circle.
Yeah.
I changed circle after my husband died.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes. I changed circle because the circle I had then won't serve the purpose that I am running with now. Not like there's a quarrel,
okay,
but like when you refocus, not by choice, not necessarily by choice, but you find yourself drifting towards a different direction. Okay. Now, assuming you had a circle of friends and you guys used to do a lot of ashwebi, and now your husband is no more, and you know that you can't do that ashwebi. If the color is going to be purple, please tell them. Don't be ashamed to say it. Tell them that you can't do the ashwebi, but that you have purple and that you wear purple. I did that, and I still do if I need to. Yes, I remember when I used to do modeling and photo shoot for NHN, and I will have all the colors of even more expensive fabrics than the ashwebi. So when you invite me and tell me the amount, I remember one that was 40,000. That was a marriage that was meant to be in Anambra. I was trying to find a way to evade it, because that time to hire a vehicle to Anambra was 25,000. plus the 40s, you know, 65. I said, in this my widowhood journey. So I searched my stuff and I found a beautiful purple. And when I told this person said, no, God, so meanwhile, this person has never won for me. Because
exactly.
So as soon as I about that direction, so you must learn to walk.
At all
anyhow. You've had any you know, and some of them let them know. If you have a circle, like Uju now, I can say to Uju, can I cut her down? Phone na ego. Hey, ego me lu okwe. If you move in a circle where you can't say that, then something is wrong.
Hey, yeah.
Yes. I was having a conversation with my daughter because my plan was to get to Lagos, stay in a hotel till after the program I'm going for on Saturday. And so I asked a dear friend and sister who I'm traveling with, I said, find out what the hotel is charging. And she came back and said, and she sent me a message and said 243,000. So I said to Chiso, I said, I thought 180. So that I would just go and give myself that Radisson treatment. I said, you know what? The way I said it, you know, I said, what would they give me that I have not seen? There's something I have not seen.
Yeah.
That is my own explanation.
Yes.
Find a way of, you know, waving it off and just say whatever. And that's my whatever concept. Whatever, wave it off and be sane. Okay, so if I go and give 400 and something thousand
For 2 nights.
For 2 nights, I won't sleep.
Like
So the vacation is ruined.
I won't sleep. So you can still steeze by finding a cheaper hotel.
You know?
And still have your composure. That's what you are saying. Relocate from that circle that still wants you to buy gold. When what you need now is to sell 1 or 2 pieces of your gold.
Okay.
To raise your children. We are trying to break it down. That circle that will want you to do photo shoot on your birthday. Photo shoot 50,000. Meanwhile, that 50,000 is the only money you have. And because on Facebook everybody is doing, you must not do. If you like, go and bring your baby picture and use it as your own steez and we'll be hailing you. You know, redefine how you want to
Exactly.
live. You will have friends here, and let me tell you, these things are for a while. After some time, you will go back. When my 2 children were in UNN, first year and final year engineering, I cut down on a lot of things. And so when people invite me to events, I'll say to them, you know, I started, I just finished my master's, resumed work with a very busy law firm. And we work during weekends, and truly we work during weekends. So those kind of weekends that they will need me to attend certain things. I'll call my Oga and say, Oga, is there anything you will need me to work with you or to help you? You say, I want your man come to the office. By the time I leave the office, your party is over. And nobody is saying I didn't do. So you have to use wisdom to navigate
certain things, you know.
But you don't have to tell lies.
Yeah.
Use wisdom.
Yeah.
In years to come, you can afford anything. Because you won't be spending that much. And those children will now turn around and support you. It's important. And then be very wary. Could you mention it at the beginning? I love that. You know, be very careful with widows who will read their CV and tell you they've been widowed for 25 years, so they know it all. Some of them will sell you. Be very careful. Those that will tell you, I will be widowed. No. Please anchor your widowhood on God. That's a conversation we have probably in October or in September. Anchor it on God. So that whatever anybody says to you, you weigh it based on the word.
Exactly.
Limit your circle. You mustn't be seen everywhere.
Everywhere.
You mustn't be seen everywhere.
All right. Thank you so much, Mama. Mama, okay, before I come to you, because you're going to drop your last word for us, because we are gradually coming to the end of the program.
And it's been an interesting conversation.
I love every bit of it. In fact, I've been having a lot of people saying, wah, why get there? You know, we are worried. Everybody wants to work because Mama is navigate it and just work. So everybody just wants to work. All right, so shout out to all of you watching us live right now and you're commenting. I have Ujunwa Beke and I have Kingsley Okoye.
So please say hello to them.
Yes. So we love you all, and yes, it's been an amazing time. We say some are saying Ezine, you're doing an amazing job. Of course, Mama is always a force. Chika Dibia say whatever. Ezine said, Biko, where are we wiring to? We are wiring to your house right now. When we are done, we are coming over. All right, Kingsley, we see you. Chika Dibia, we see you. We see you, Ifeyinwa Nzedebe. Yeah, say, Mama, what a ghost still remains. You know, is there still something, still and composure?
On a low budget.
You know, sees well.
You know how we see.
Yeah.
Sees well.
You don't have to break the back.
Okay, thank you, Mama. You will learn a lot. Onaga Ngozi, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you, and a whole lot of you. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you very well. Okay, Mama. So let's talk about this book. This is Widowhood Redefined. Somebody already said you need to go and look at that book. You will love everything in that book. So I think it's not just for the widow. Somebody can actually go and read it up and you'll learn a lot too. Sure. So yeah, you that listening to me, you're not a widower, you're not a widow. You can also go get this book and love on it. So Mike, can you tell us a little about Widowhood Redefined? How did you come about this book?
Widowhood Redefined, the idea is to redefine widowhood from what we grew up to see. You know, growing up as a child in Ogidi, from the age of 8, I saw women in black looking drabby. Yeah. And I used to pray and ask God to help me so that when I marry, my husband will not die. Because the face I had of widowhood was of hardship, of poverty, of abandonment and rejection. And the idea behind this book is to get widows to arise. Read this book. Arise. You know, death has occurred, yes. Your husband died, yes. But what about the gift in you? What about the person you are? What about your purpose? There's a reason why you came on earth. It's beyond getting married. And so it has a few chapters, and the copy of it is 5,000.
Okay.
It has a few chapters: my work with widows, widowhood and godly parenting, nurture your spirituality, take charge. These are like strategies for you to cope in widowhood, but hinged on the word of God.
Okay.
Widowhood redefined. We have redefined widowhood. It is no more that time. I remember when we were planning Intentional Widows Day, and we came up with a design of that flyer. You saw the abstract flyer. And the non-widow said to me, it's just that you have to change the image of that. They don't look like widows. And I said, no, those are the widows we raise. You can't meet a widow under Healing Hearts and identify her as a widow.
Exactly.
Were you at the party we had? No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't.
You missed a lot. Oh my goodness.
Really?
Oluchi, you were not there too. You need to go and watch it. Especially that introductory dance. There was a dance at the beginning. Even myself, when I walked in, on impulse, I was like, what's
going on here?
That's the idea of redefining. So that, like, if you look at Uju and I, if you're a total stranger and you are watching this, and you look at two of us, except we tell you.
We've got all the stays.
When she came in, Mama, sorry to cut you. When she came in, I wanted to say, I said, no, she can't be. I mean, no, she can't be. And even the ones that came the last time during the
it's all in the mind.
I was, what's going on? Somebody doubted the video. I reposted and somebody said, those women cannot be widows. I said,
You see the society.
So did they write them for forehead?
There's a box the society has manufactured that if you are widowed, just get into that box. That box says, don't look good, don't dress
look
up
scattered,
well, don't dress drabby, don't look somehow, so that you are like when you meet somebody, you say, hey, this person looks like a widow.
Exactly.
So that's the idea, and that's what we are doing. And every year we contribute our own money and choose any hotel in this town we like. We've used Best Western a couple of times. The last time was at Born Sunshine. And next year we are planning on even going on a weekend. You know, for Valentine. And it's an all-red affair. And we sit there. Widowhood is no more when we have to be crying all the time, because there's a lot to cry about. The day your daughter gets married, you will cry.
You'll cry.
Because the father would have been there. The day they graduate, you cry. But this idea of telling a widow not to wear trousers, if you want to wear trousers, wear trousers. As long as you are not naked. My own is, if you are coming to my office, don't bring out your cleavages. I don't need them. But just dress well. Dress well. I used to keep powder in my office in those days. And if you walk in as a widow,
you're not looking at it.
Even when I wake up in the house, oh, I can't know woman and mirror. So it's a consciousness that you live in. And I see myself spraying body spray once in a while. Not on sniff. Because you have to be prepared. You don't have to be drabby and look miserable.
That's true.
And then everybody around you. I have a young widow who works in my house as a housekeeper. Every morning when I'm exercising, she comes to work. When she walks in, Madam Blessing, I wish she was watching. When she walks in from the gate, she comes in black jean trouser shirt. You meet her on the road, you won't identify her as a widow. She walks in, I'll be clapping for her, I'll be hailing her as she will walk in. And that's the spirit.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean she's not facing any challenge. Would you and I, if you share a challenge here,
I was just sharing
you will shut down this office and that shuts everything here to sell and make money. But it will not affect our composure and our stays. Very, very key.
Those ones are inborn.
Inborn.
You don't touch it. All right.
If you don't have it, you don't have it.
You don't have it, you don't have it. Oh God. All right. Okay, Madam, I'm coming to you for that. Like, you are cracking me up, and I don't even know how to maintain my steez at this point.
When people are interviewing widows, they are very moody.
Yeah. Exactly.
They want to cry.
No, we don't do that shit.
None of our team members will come here and make you cry. That's not the idea.
The last time I laughed and I was like, what's going on here?
Even when you meet us in our grouping, we have a good time and we laugh.
Hi, thank you so much, Mama. It was an amazing time. I'm seriously loving. I can't wait for next episode. I mean, next month. And yeah, I'm sure you can't wait for the next one to come because you really enjoyed this episode. So let's come over to you. You're going to give us your last word, your advice, and of course, a few little things when it comes to steez and composure. Let's talk about that. Very important.
Okay, my last word is for you to remember that every ending is a new beginning. The ending don't have to end with you. That's the point you discover your strength. That's the point. Most of us are housewives when our husband died, but you don't remain a housewife. Because you have some potential, but because the guy is there providing, you don't want to use them.
Exactly.
So if that ends, it's a new beginning for you. So I'm telling most people that are still beggarly, please stop. You can live a good life, a widow. You can be productive. You can try out business. You can diversify your ideas, your skills. You can provide.
Okay.
And nobody attends to you when you're doing you're beggarly.
Pity party.
Okay.
Pity party. Nobody. We have left that WhatsApp group since. So what you do now is when you're striving that people will come and trust you with more money.
With their money,
trust
exactly.
you with a big business. Trust you, and in doing all that thing, you have to live. That's why we talked about healthy living.
Okay.
So you have to live, eat well, exercise, and do all that, and anchor on God. Know the heart of God. Read the word and interpret it for yourself. Internalize it for yourself. Don't read it that you're reading like the story of the Israelites. Read it as it concerns Uju. What will I do with this? And when you know these words, practice the promises of God for you, for your children, and run with that.
All right, thank you so much. Lastly, I want you to reintroduce yourself. Probably tell us what you do.
Okay, my name is Uju Akunne. I am the CEO of Rick's Lightning World.
CEO.
Rick's Lightning World deals on electrical.
Whoa.
Everything electrical from start to the finish. Piping, wiring, chandeliers, everything.
Whoa.
That's what we do.
Okay, so if you are looking, or rather if you're watching us now, you now know where to get your lightings. I mean, electrical stuff, your chandelier, your light, everything you need, you get it from the CEO in the building. Thank you very much, CEO, for coming. I mean, out of your busy schedules, you just like, okay, let me, out of my steez and composure, let me go to her little, you know?
Yeah.
And when you came in, I said, can I put this woman? Why are you looking this good, you know?
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you very much. And of course, thank you so much for coming. Well, I do appreciate you. And Mama, Iga wasn't your people the last thing, and we'll call it today.
Dear widowed community, I want to beg you, I want to plead with you to please pay closer attention to your health. Pay closer attention to your health. Don't neglect your general well-being, your health. Make a promise to us that between now and the next 30 days that you will go for tests. Go and check out yourself. That constant headache. Do you want to stop by somewhere and check your blood pressure? Do you want to check your kidney? Do you want, just run some tests, see a doctor, do something, learn to relax. Stress is not good. Do something, create a relaxation spot. Not necessarily that you go outside and sit out there if you don't want to. It could be once a month in your sitting room. You entertain yourself, play music, dance with your children. If your children don't live in the house anymore, keep yourself happy. And then pay closer attention to who is in your inner circle.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We hope that next month, third Wednesday of the month, that you join us again.
Monday.
Third Monday of the month, you join us again. So we have this conversation. And while we wait for that day, on behalf of Healing Hearts Widow Support Foundation and GoPa TV, I want to beg you, maintain steeze and composure.
All right then. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, beautiful viewers, and of course, shout out to all the people that commented, all the people that liked, and all the people that shared. Man, it's been an amazing time. I mean, you know, there are some discussions that you don't want to, you literally don't want them to end, but you know, we must end it for us to maintain steeze and composure. You know, so in whatever you do, keep maintaining steeze and composure, and don't forget that this program will be coming your way again next month, the third Monday of August. Okay, we'll be having another bombarding topic. We'll be having another mind-blowing topic, and you wouldn't want to miss any of it. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, and don't forget that you can always comment, like, and share. Follow us on YouTube, GoPat_TV, and on Facebook is GoPat TV, and of course, I know you are following. And hey, you can also follow us on WhatsApp. That's if you have our number. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Maki, Makky. Keep watching GoPat TV. For now, see you again next month.